Hello and welcome to my kitchen. I'm Jeri, better known to some of you as Mom or Granny. Today we're going to be working on my pizza crust for the dentally challenged. Not such a chewy crust. I know that goes against pizza, but hey, it's Texas style, okay? That's all I can say is it's Granny style. So the first thing we're going to do is sweeten our yeast water. Now this water is hot from the faucet, so it needs to be between 115 and about 130 degrees, which is going to be typically the hot setting on your water heater unless you've got it really set low because of children. So this is sugar, and we're going to go 1, and I've got my recipe pinned up here where I can see it. Yes. Okay. Well, they're idiots. Okay, so I use two tablespoons of sugar, okay, because I like it that way. And I'm going to dissolve that real good in the bowl. And you guys should love my little hair hider. It's better to hide the hair than to have the hair show up in the pizza. Okay, so got it nice and clear. The water really needs to be warm without being hot because you don't want to kill the yeast. Yeast is actually a living organism. Okay, now today I'm using rapid rise instead of the active dry. That's why I've got a recipe set here. Okay, so I need to open the envelope and we're going to add that to our sweet water. Yeast needs sugar. It just does. So I always sweeten my water first. Okay, so I use 1 of the packets, just 1. Okay, got yeast everywhere. And now we're going to dissolve that in our hot water, warm water. Not really hot. It's probably as hot as you could stand it on your fingers. Would be about the right temperature. Okay, so kind of getting that dissolved. And we're going to set it aside over here in this warm spot to get kind of foamy for about 10 minutes. And while we're doing that, if that. Okay, and while we're doing that, I'm going to show you what I did to my oil. Okay, I like flavor in my crust. This is what I'm using. For flour, we're going to set this over here near my new stove to do its thing. Looks like it needs to go just a little bit more on the whipping. Spank a little bit more. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Now, with that set aside, I have some garlic here. Okay, I'm going to take a couple of these chunks of garlic. And if you're not really familiar with how to do raw garlic, well, that's kind of why I'm doing it this way today. I don't think you can really see what I'm doing down here. Let me adjust the camera. That's better. Yeah, okay, you can see it. Okay, so we're going to take the flat part of the knife and lay it over the garlic and smash it. And take that paper off. I probably should be doing that on top of a glass countertop, but... So there's a chunk of the garlic, and I'm going to take that end off of it. Yes, that's a big knife. My kids call it my 2-for-1 special. Okay, so there's one. I'm going to smash this one. Take the paper off. Cut the end off. Okay. Then I'm going to mince it up real quick. Now, normally I crush it also, but it doesn't really need crushed in this instance. Now, I put some oil in my jar, and I'm going to take garlic. I think I'd like a little bit more garlic than that, so let's take another one. Smash that right off of there, get the paper off. I would have done this ahead of time, but I wanted to show y'all the process of doing the garlic. Okay, so then we're going to chop it up real good. Just, get the oil where it'll release off into the vegetable oil. Okay, or olive oil, whichever you're choosing. So we just put that. Now, I also like, call me weird, a little onion. So, again, I don't know how skilled a cook you are, so if I'm too basic, I apologize. If I'm not basic enough, I apologize. I just apologize. Okay, let me peel my onion real quick. I should have already done that part. Live and learn, live and learn. Get all that little stuff off of it. Okay. One peeled onion. Okay, so I'm going to dice this one because it's going in the oil. I need to sharpen my knife. Normally my knives are razor sharp. My cut this thing last. Everything probably. Okay, now that's really a lot of onion, but I don't care because it's flavoring up my oil. I probably still don't need all of that. We're going to just pop that right in there. Okay, now we'll save that for something else. Get your puppy dog behind down out of there. Okay, so we're going to put the rest of this in one of our little cups. And onions will absorb all the bacteria out of the air, germs like flu, virus, and all that kind of stuff. So I don't like to leave them exposed in a room. And I'm going to cover them up right away. So saran wrap. Wrap that puppy up nice and snugly. There we go. Off to the side with it. Okay. Now, besides our onion and garlic in the oil, we're going to add some spices. And what I have here is just what I like. You put whatever you want to in there. I use ground oregano. I use cayenne and red pepper. I use chili powder. And I use sweet basil. For my daughter Jackie, none of the peppers. Okay, so here's the basil. Okay, I guess I better take these off because I'm going to spoon them out, which I don't normally do, but for y'all's benefit. Okay, so I had a there it is. Using the trusty teaspoon, I'm going to put 1 teaspoon. That's a lot. I'm going to use a half a teaspoon of cayenne. Is that what that one is? Cayenne and red pepper. Okay. I'm going to use a half teaspoon of chili powder. Okay. I'm going to use probably a whole teaspoon of basil. God, a little bit extra there. There we go. You see that? Basil. Okay. So, it's over here out of my way. And the ground oregano. I'm just going to use about 1/3 of a teaspoon of that. Okay. I'm going to put that there. That goes to red pepper. Okay. Now, this one has some real tasty. Okay. There we go. Now, I don't really need to put salt in there. So, a little bit more onion. Oh, I'll sprinkle it in there. Now, oops. The lid. And we're going to kind of mix it around. Whee! Oh, yeah, that's foaming up real nice. The yeast has to foam up, unless you know that it's doing its thing, it's going to rise. If it doesn't foam up, then you have to start over. Okay, so while that's rising, we're doing this. Now, I have taken 2 cups of flour and added a teaspoon of salt and put them in here. Okay, I just pre-measured it. I was trying to act like I was ready and all that. Okay, see, that's nice and spicy. Yeah, there we go. Nice and spicy. This is the oil we're going to put in our bread, and it's the oil we're going to brush on the top of it. Okay, so let's get this out of the way. That'll be the last we use of that, except for maybe opening some cheese. Okay, so with all that extra out of the way, now I'm going to take the bowl. Look at our yeast. See how it's all foamy on top? It's just almost there. Well, I'm going to put a couple tablespoons of that oil that we just made. Let's see. Yep, that was it. A couple of tablespoons. Oh, I tell you what, I think I'm all 100% ready, and I'm finding I'm not. Uh-oh, I'm going to sneeze. Okay. Excuse me. Got a little pepper in the nose. Okay, so we're going to take our 2 cups of flour, better for bread flour, and we're going to put our, it's got the salt in it already. Okay. And we're going to take our oil and put 2 tablespoons, maybe a little bit more, of oil into our yeast. Okay, I'm going to try not to get the onions and the garlic into it. Oh, it smells wonderful. Okay, so here's 1 and 2. And I call this a heaping tablespoon when you have to add about a half a teaspoon. That's actually about maybe a third of that tablespoon, which would be a teaspoon. Duh, Jeri. Okay, so we're going to put that in there. I don't know why I always throw that little extra bit in there. And then I've got to have my flour handy because I'm going to be putting the flour on the board and cornmeal. Cornmeal has to go down on the board also. And we're going to use flour mostly. Okay. Give me a nice cup full. Okay, flour. Now, I don't really use my better for bread flour on my board. I don't know. I guess because I'm a little bit thrifty. It's just a tad bit more expensive. Okay, so I'm putting the flour down on my glass preparation board. You can use your countertop if you want to. I just really stickler about it being clean, and I got to have it really sterile. I use a blow dryer to dry it with. Okay, so we basically got a flour. Oh, I get to play the flour. Okay, I'm going to go like that. Now we've got a nice mess. Okay. Now, to my flour, I probably did a little overkill, but everybody said it's wonderful. So, now we're going to take these spices that I just put in the oil, and we're going to put a little basil in there. And I just shake a little. I don't put a whole lot. Okay? And you don't have to do any of these spices if you don't want to. This is how Granny does it. Okay. Just a couple little shakes of that. And I like to put them up when I'm finished. That way I don't forget because I am getting older. And a little cayenne. And I like my pizza crust to have a little bit of a bite to it. Now in the pizza crust, I'm going to add a little bit of ground celery. Yes, it does make a difference and it's good. Okay, so we're going to do that. Now, what have I got left? I have the chili powder left. So we're just going to give it a little bit of shake. And put that up. The garlic is already located in the oil, so I'm not going to try to get the garlic into the flour because I'm out of garlic salt, but you can use like garlic powder or garlic salt to add to your flour if you'd like. It's really pretty good. Yeah, I've got some onion powder. I don't think I have any garlic left. Ground cinnamon. No, that's not going to work. Okay, so garlic powder. How about that? It likes to lump up a little bit. So I'm going to take the garlic powder that I put on my hand right there. Yeah, it smells like garlic powder. And we're going to go ahead and sprinkle that in there too. That was maybe a half a teaspoon, a little more. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and mix that up with my fingers and kind of make a well in the middle of the bowl. Okay, I need to put some of this cornmeal. Okay, keep it from sticking on there. And there it is. Oh, there we go. Look at that wonderful foam. So we activated our yeast just fine. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so now we're going to pour this in here. And shoot. Come on, Mama. Get her done. We're going to stir this into a dough. Now, this is rapid rise yeast, so I'm only going to let it sit. Really, I'm just going to knead it. I'm not even going to really let it sit. Maybe 10 minutes if I decide to at all. Because again, I want it more flaky than I do chewy, so that the people eating dinner don't have a hard time with it. Now, I'm not real good at the stretching of the dough yet, but I'm going to give it a little bit of a try. First thing you have to do is knead it. So you've got this soft dough forming in here in your bowl, and you want to try to pick up as much of that flour that you've got in the bowl as you possibly can, because it's a little sticky still. We want to mix whatever's in the bowl into the dough. A lot of times I'll just go ahead and take it out like this and scrape what's in the bowl. And the ingredients are up to you. Now today I am cheating like there's no tomorrow, okay? Like I'm trying to get through college. And did I say that out loud? Okay, so then I'm gonna knead it. And this is how you knead it. You just kind of fold it. It's gonna be a little sticky, so you gotta put your cornmeal flour mix on your hands. And then you go like this. Okay, and I do have a pizza stone. And so I have the luxury of that. I've got my oven preheating. Matter of fact, I didn't really make it go high enough. So I only had it 425, and I really wanted it 450 to 475. Start. Okay, and I've got the oven rack as low as it'll go, and my pizza stone on top of that. I took out the other rack. Okay, so we're going to knead it here for about, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes, really. You just want to go like this and knead it real nice. We are going to let it set for about 10 minutes, so I may have to do this in 2 parts. That, or I'll just trim it when I get it to YouTube. Okay, so here we go. You're going to knead it until you get a smooth, elastic ball. And then we're going to let it rise about 10 minutes instead of an hour. That's why they call it rapid rise. I need some more flour on my board. Oh, I just love making a mess, but I also love cleaning it up immediately because I can't stand to come in with a full belly and have this horrible kitchen to have to clean. So I like to kind of clean as I go, which I'm not doing as much today as I normally would because I'm not trying to have y'all sit there and wait for me to finish washing a few dishes before I get on to the next step. Okay, so we're going to do this. Today also we're going to use some leftovers to go on top. And I'm using a combination of cheddar cheeses and Monterey Jack. I know they're not Italian. I know they don't get stringy. That's just what we're using today. You can use what you want to. Hell, you can make a cinnamon sugar on top of butter if you want to. It's your dough. Of course, if you're going to do that, I would leave out the garlic and all the spices, but use regular oil. Omit those steps. You're just going to go so you get a nice smooth elastic. I need a little bit more flour. Kind of silly to put the top on it until you're done. Dust it again. Dust it here. I've been making bread a lot of years, but it's been a lot of years too. Big gap in between. When my kids were really little, I used to make bread every single morning before I go to work. I'd make bread. I'd wash the diapers in the bathtub, hang them out on the clothesline, go to work, get home, take the diapers down off the clothesline. Well, my neighbors used to see me doing that. They also used to smell that bread baking every morning. One of my neighbors stopped me one morning and he said, you know, if you're going to make it smell like that in the mornings, the least you could do is share. So I started making them some bread. And I was right at Copper's Cove on 190. And back then, I was the last house on 190 on the way out of town. And then there was 5 houses next to me. And it wasn't long before those military wives in those other 5 houses were making bread, because the smell was everywhere. And people coming into town would come past my house and they would smell the bread baking. And then when they caught one of my neighbors out one morning carrying his bed from my house, and they said, you got the bread from that house? And they said, yes. And so they came up and offered me to pay me for my bread, and I said, of course. Well, they found out that I was like 18 with a couple of children at 18, living by myself, on my own, working hard, taking care of my babies. And they would see my diapers hanging on the clothesline as they came into town. They could see my backyard perfectly fine. I also had some plum trees, and they got to where they would buy my plum jelly to go with the bread. Well, my neighbors started making the bread also, and we had an impromptu, unofficial bakery as you're coming in to Copper's Cove on 190. So that was fun. Well, I came home from work one day, and they weren't new, but they were new to me, washer and dryer sitting on my porch. My neighbors had chipped in, some of the people that stopped and bought my bread. And they gave me a washer and dryer, so I could wash my baby's diapers without having to do it in the bathtub. I had a wringer on the side of the tub. It wasn't totally horrible, but I just get in the bathtub with my feet and just stomp on them in the soapy water, rinse them out, put them through that wringer, and go hang them on the line. And I said everybody could see me doing it. I could smell my bread bacon. I guess I actually had several of them tell me that they admired my efforts and they liked my jelly. It's really funny because I really wasn't a very good cook at 16 when I got married. I couldn't boil water right, and it didn't take me long. I got pretty good at bread making. It got to where I was making 8 loaves in the morning, and my neighbors started making a whole lot more than that. And of course they made cookies and a few other things that was their specialty, and said impromptu bakery. It was kind of like having a lemonade stand in the front yard, only it was bread, yeast rolls, tortillas from 2 of the women, and just good food. People stopping. We had little card tables set out front. So it looked like a little lemonade stand situation going on. Somebody always had something cooking that somebody wanted a bite of. So I was at work all day over on Fort Hood for the Corps of Engineers, building on a dental clinic because of the lack of regular jobs for people that the military said, go away. We don't want you anymore. Okay, so something about not issuing me a baby and pregnancy not being a desired state for a soldier. So that was then. Yeah, I thought I was going to retire military the whole teenage years because I was in Civil Air Patrol, and that was just the plan. Of course, I wasn't thinking babies. Yeah, military really frowns on women having babies. They really don't like pregnant soldiers. Okay, so found myself at Fort Hood getting a civilian job. Okay, so we're going to call that needed, okay, and we're going to divide it. Well, no, we're not. We're going to let it sit there for like 10 minutes, and I'm going to wash some dishes. I'll just start a second video, I guess. Okay, so there it is, booty full. And I'm going to cover it with a little piece of saran wrap. Oh, right here where I needed it. And I probably will clean up some of my mess we go. I'm gonna scoot it over some. So I'm not gonna wash my flour board yet because I'm gonna use it still when I'm rolling it out. I'm waiting for my dough to double. Now I have a little tiny bit more work to do. I need to chop up my jalapenos. Now, I don't have a lot of jalapenos left. I got murder knife again. Excuse me, my 2-for-1 special. I shouldn't call it murder knife, but it got a cool nickname. Okay, so I'm gonna put a little bit of jalapeno down here. Now, normally I could put those slices on there, but that's all the jalapeno I got left, so I'm gonna chop it up. And just lay it right here on the pizza board. Well, maybe not. I'll just stick it over here on the table. And if any of I've got a slew of extra knives. If any of my loved ones out there think they need some more big kitchen knives, just please tell me, because Nana had, I think, 4 of each one, 5 of each one. A big old slew of them. There we go. So by chopping it up little like this, I'm going to be able to spread it over much more pizza. I also do not have a round pizza pan, so I'll be making an oblong pizza. Not making a round pizza, I'm making an oblong pizza to fit on this pan. This bit's gonna get oiled. Okay, so done with it? No, I'm not. Oops. I still got a few things to cover. And that's gonna rise. Cover up that onion until I need to put it on top of a pizza. I guess I could saute it real quick. My dogs are so yappy. Okay, Google, please set a pizza dough timer. Looks like Google's plug came out. What the heck? What kind of nonsense is this? Hey Google, wake up.
I'm awake and ready to help.
Okay Google, volume level maximum please. Okay Google, please set a pizza dough rise timer for 10 minutes.
What a nice way to ask me. Okay, pizza dough rise. For how long?
10 minutes, please.
Sure, a 10-minute timer called pizza dough rise. Starting now.
Okay, so I'm going to put my jalapenos into my little cup, my little portion cup. And some of these jalapenos, Drew actually put in pickle juice. Drew, otherwise known as Pawpaw to some. And this isn't just for granddaughters, it's for grandsons too. Thomas, Jonathan, Chris, Braden, David. And for you girls, Jaylyn, Shannon, Katie, Rose, and Amber. Y'all are all getting big enough to cook. And so this is a gift from Granny. Now there's some great videos, I'm going to give you the link to, on the proper way to do pizza dough. Like I said, I don't want it chewy. This is for the dentally challenged. So I'm making more of a flaky pizza crust. Even the recipe's the same. The only thing that's different is the way you handle it. The difference between chewy and not chewy. Okay, get that stuff up. Now, on my pizza stone that's in the oven, you dust the top of that with cornmeal before you put the pizza down on it. And I actually have the pizza board. You put it on and put the ingredients on it and then slide it off onto the stone. So there we are on that. And yes, it's rising. Okay, wonderful. I don't need this anymore. Don't need this anymore. So gone is it. Gone is this. And that just needs oiled. do is feed the dogs. I have to get rid of my breakfast dishes too, because I didn't do them this morning. I wasn't feeling good. My papa decided we were going to go. It's so pretty out. We were going to go do something fun first. I could do my chores later. So, and I got done with his laundry last night. So, I did it kind of early. Yeah, but you don't like oatmeal. So I promise it was oatmeal. You wouldn't like it. Now, I use paintbrushes on my oil. I have an array of wooden paintbrushes that I use. Like that. So, this is some oil that I made last week. I keep it in the refrigerator. So it's really got some good odor to it. And I'm gonna prep my pan so I don't forget, because I am getting kind of forgetful in my young age. And you have to brush the pizza crust or it won't brown. Now I don't have the little doohickey that you roll and makes all the little holes in the dough to ventilate it, so I just use a fork. But I'm getting ahead of myself, because if you roll the dough out, you have to poke it with a fork. Okay, so there we go. Oh, that smells nice and garlicky. Okay, so there, that's done. That's growing, but come on, grow more. Okay, now welcome back to yeah. Yes. Cover, let rise on floured surface 10 minutes. Okay, so we're waiting on Google to tell us it's time. I guess I could go ahead and wash a few dishes. It really is better to clean up as you go, because it really is not fun to have to face a really horrible kitchen on a full belly. I like my dish drainer in the sink. I know it's a little pain in the butt, but I like my dish drainer in the sink. Okay, so get some of this stuff back where it goes. I'll be trimming this. Ooh, water's cold. Okay. Okay, yeah, it's real boring being in here while Granny's doing dishes. Okay. I have a girlfriend's gonna stop over in a little bit. Kelly, she's also one of the reasons I'm making this video. And I don't do things like everybody else does. I don't want to hear a bunch of comments about that's not how pizza's made. No, this is how Jeri makes pizza. Okay, this is how Granny makes pizza. You make pizza how the heck you want to, but this is how Granny makes pizza, and everybody loves my dough. Everybody's had it so far, guys. I've been told that it beats anything they've ever had at a pizzeria. So, as long as the ones I'm feeding like it, then it's a success. I really don't get too many complaints about my cooking. I've been doing it for over 45 years, so it better be good by now. It was really bad at the beginning. I could tell you stories about when I first learned to cook. Oh my God, I was bad. I'm the youngest, so I wasn't really allowed in the kitchen a lot when my mom was in there. I'd get on her nerves because I was, the youngest. I was a little kid. Little kids have a tendency to get on their mother's nerves. Well, I was pretty normal in that aspect. Okay. I'm going to let this sit for a minute. Put the murder knife away. Really need to hang that knife over the nest. Okay. Yeah, I made some oatmeal for Papa this morning. Neither one of us liked breakfast this morning. The sausage tasted kind of off. I'm going to really stop shopping at that Cash Saver. I don't think the food is that great. I don't think their refrigerators work that great. I've had problems with some of the meat there for a while now. They're really not in the budget enough to, I like to save money as much as the next person, but it's not saving money if the food's not in good shape. And if it's not kept safely. Okay, so, believe it or not, bottom already out, almost done. Even though it's breakfast and prep dishes. That one. Get all these balls done. Now, anybody that has come in and do the kitchen after me will actually like me because there's not that much left to do. I'll try to get it all cleaned up as I go. And that always work out that way, but I try. Okay, so is that done? Here we go. You don't have to use saran wrap to cover your dough. You can use a towel, a clean towel, preferably a clean white towel. I need to get some new kitchen towels, so if they're dingy or whatever, I'm not wrapping my food in them. Work out this jalapeno jug that I usually make my Kool-Aid in. I'll be having some spicy hot Kool-Aid. Neighborhood has stray cats, and a lot of us neighbors take turns feeding them, making sure that they have shelter. I made them a shelter underneath the table on my porch. They love it. And it's made out of carpet and stuff. You don't even see it. It looks like I just had a tablecloth on the table. And underneath that table is Catman for the wild kitties. Rodent control, don't you know? Okay. Now these up to dry. I probably ought to be slicing up my sausages and stuff. Ready? Oh yeah, that's growing real nice. Okay. A little bit more clean up before I do that. Okay, Google, stop. Okay, Google, thank you.
I aim to please.
I love that John Legend has possessed my Google Home Mini. Or that's my Google Home, my mini in the bedroom. I love my Google Home. I don't know what I would do without it. Hey, Google, I love you.
That's high praise coming from you.
But you're just so good for me and good to me. Okay, Google, you're very good to me and very good for me.
Happy to help. Okay, got it.
Hey, Google, please tell me a joke.
How do you make a tissue dance? Put a little boogie in it.
Okay, Google, that one was cute. Okay, Google, you're getting funny.
Thanks, I'll be here all week.
Yes, you will. That you will. Okay, hey Google, could you have John Legend sing me a song, please?
Here is a song I'm singing just for you. It's what you requested, so I'm following through.
Aw, that was sweet. Okay, Google, thank you.
Happy to help.
Hey Google, what's the temperature outside?
The current temperature in Lake Worth is 51.
Okay, Google, thank you.
You're very welcome. I aim to please.
Well, okay, Google, your aim is very good then.
My apologies, I don't understand.
Okay, Google, you said you aim to please, so you have very good aim because I'm pleased.
Sorry, I'm not sure how to help.
Okay, that was above your head. Okay. Okay, Google, you're my best friend.
What a coincidence. You're mine too. I read that best friends like to go on road trips. Maybe we can start planning ours soon.
Oh, that sounds like fun. Okay, Google, where would you and I go on a road trip?
I found a list on the website vroomvroomvroom.com. Top 10 best road trip destinations in the USA. Here are the first 4. Pacific Coast Highway, California.
Yes.
Going to the Sun Road, Montana. Blue Ridge Parkway, Virginia. And Olympic Peninsula, Washington. Do you want to hear more?
Yes.
All right, here's 4 more. Brandywine Valley, Pennsylvania and Delaware. Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Historic Columbia River Highway, Oregon. And Red Rock Country, Arizona.
Okay, Google.
To see the whole
Thank you. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Not a problem.
Okay, Google. What's the best way to use baking soda to clean your pans?
All right, I've got a recipe called The 5-Minute Secret to Clean Your Pots and Pans Without Chemicals from Gluten-Free Easily. Does that sound good?
Yes.
Great. Would you like to start with ingredients or instructions?
Ingredients, please.
Thanks for asking like that. Nothing's playing right now.
Okay, Google. May I please have recommendations on how to use baking soda to clean my pots and pans?
I like the way you asked that. On the website home.howstuffworks.com, they say, pots, pans, and cookware. Dampen with hot water. Sprinkle with baking soda. Let the pot sit for an hour. Sponge it clean. 1. Dampen with hot water. 2. Sprinkle with baking soda. 3. Let the pot sit for an hour. And 4. Sponge it clean.
Okay, Google, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, because I let this flat pan sit in the oven for too long. I got a bunch of stuff burnt onto it. So I'm going to put the baking soda on there. If it's really bad, I would put some peroxide on top of the baking soda. But I'm just going to do it like this. I buy baking soda in the large bag because I use so much of it for cleaning. I just love it. Okay, so I'm going to go like this. And for the really bad parts, if I wanted to get it just spotlessly clean, I would just sprinkle some peroxide and make a little paste on it. But if you're going to be cleaning like this, then you need to get baking soda in a container like this. Our dough is rising nicely. Okay. Now, it has sat there for 10 minutes, but I don't think it's quite as big as I'd like it to be. Okay, so I'm going to just another couple minutes. Finish cleaning up a little bit. I need to make some Kool-Aid. Okay, now. Oh, I washed that already. Okay, so let's put this. This actually goes up there where my iPad is. Okay, so I need to slice some sausage and some smoked sausage and use some leftovers. See, do I have? Yeah, I don't think I have any black olives. Oops. No, I'm gonna oil. I don't have any black olives. Okay. A potato salad, that would not be good on here. So, yeah, that's like all the goodies. You have some Parmesan. Parmesan. Get up, Parmesan cheese. Yay. Okay, so I had some meat patties from last night. I'm not putting peas and rice on there, don't worry. Okay. Now, I want to rinse off my cutting board real quick. And there we go. Fresh cutting board. Move my pizza board out of the way. Now, smoked sausage. And murder knife comes back out. And I'm just going to put this in some very thin slices. Secret to the thin slices is keeping your knife very sharp. I measure it off with my fingers. I know people who use tools like a fork or whatever to measure it off because you want it thin. See, I like to take the skin off the outside of it too so it's not hard for me to eat it. Because I wear dentures and I haven't gotten good at eating with them yet. And I don't like gluing them in. Because that Fix-A-Dent works too good sometimes. And it's nasty trying to get it off the roof of your mouth. Okay, so I'm taking. So I said I had to make a pizza crust that I could eat with my teeth out. And I'm a big baby. I just haven't gotten used to them. They don't fit real great because it's my first set and your gums shrink in that first 2 years. A lot. And I just need to get back down there and I just haven't done it. Even those great dentists, I'm forever grateful. He did a beautiful job. Took him 2 surgeries to remove my teeth. They still looked pretty good, but I was facing a lot of work and really for nothing because I was just going to end up losing them anyway. So I just cut to the chase and went ahead and had them all pulled. And the front ones still look pretty good anyway. I was having a lot of trouble out of them. So I just couldn't see spending $7,000 I could spend on a car if I was going to have to turn around and have them cut out anyway. So I just cut to the chase. So I'm cutting this as thin as I possibly can. A little too thin in some places. There we go. I guess it's better too thick. Well, maybe not. Okay. There we go. And one of these times, I'm going to crank my smoker up and use it like a brick oven for my pizza because I can get it up to 475. I can get it hot like a brick oven. I've got a nice upright smoker, custom built. It's State Fair actually. For competition at State Fair. Now I really got that one too thick. I don't know that I can make it any thinner. Not really. Well, it's sorta. Okay. Let's get those thin ass slices. Ah! Okay. And we're going to wrap up the rest of this because it did not take that whole chunk. Let me see. Yeah, maybe a little bit more. Okay. So that's more than enough. I gotta stop. So I'm gonna cover it with the last little bit. And I'll pour that into something. Oh goody, I just got it all wadded up. There we go. Oh yeah, my piece of dough is starting to look like pizza dough now. Now I really want all my ingredients ready. So I'm gonna rinse this meat off a little bit because it's got stuff on it like gravy. I want the peas off of it. Peas. I made like a Salisbury steak out of the hamburger last night. Wee hours this morning, really. Kind of late last night, kind of cross between midnight-ish. So I have these patties right here. Let's rinse the peas off of. I'm gonna put the peas and rice back in the fridge, along with all this other goodie. There we go. And Granny needs a drink. I'm gonna get something nice and healthy like a Great Crush. Okay. I made biscuits yesterday, and for the liquid I used the grape crush. And I use soda pop all the time. That's the first time it actually tasted like grape soda. It was good with grape jelly. And grape biscuits, they were good. Okay, so these hamburger patties are well done because I'm real picky about meat. So I'm just gonna kind of slice it, even though it's ground meat cooked. I'm still gonna thin slice it because it's still patties. I did not mix these patties with a lot of stuff like egg and stuff like that. I took them straight out. Matter of fact, they were still kind of frozen. The hamburger meat was still kind of frozen, so I had a couple little square ones where I just broke them in half and tossed them in the skillet. Okay, so I don't care if it stays in the long slices, but it's gonna look better on the pizza if it does. I think I'm going to open some Rotel to give me some vegetables going on top. We like things kind of spicy in this house. Yes, Rotel it is. So the Rotel tomatoes are knockoff version. It's going to give me the tomatoes I want on top. Plus we like things really spicy. Pour most of that juice off. And these are already diced, so it saves me some work. See? Okay, so there's some more of my ingredients. Get the sugars out of the way. And the dough has risen beautifully. Now I have to dry my hands. I use a blow dryer in my kitchen a lot. I very rarely use a blow dryer on my hair, but I use it in my kitchen all the time, especially any place where I'm making bread, because it helps to clean and to dry. Make sure I don't get pasty. Okay, I'm going to move this over here, and I'm going to lightly punch down, very gently, punch down my dough in the middle. So I need some flour on my hands. Okay. Pizza wants a very hot oven. With a brick oven, it's put in the oven where the flames are. I mean, just incredibly hot. Now that's full of air because it's been rising. So I'm gonna just reach up and divide that into two pieces like this. Okay. I'm gonna set that ball aside. There it goes. We got a beautiful ball right here. Okay. Now, you're supposed to put your middle fingers together, set them down on the dough, and pull back towards you. And you turn it a little bit. Put your middle fingers together with your other fingers up here. You press them down and pull back towards you. You do that all the way around. You want the right angle and pull back. And so you put it down, and when you pull back, it kind of rolls the dough, so it gives you that perfect crust edge, like that. Down and back, and down and back. Okay, you flip it over, and this time you're going to envision a square right here, and you're going to push down on it and turn that square into a rectangle. Envision a square, press down on it and turn it into a rectangle. You keep doing this to stretch your dough. Okay? You don't want to get up to the edge because you're trying to leave yourself a nice crust, okay? And you stretch it, and you mesh it, and you stretch it. Envision your square and turn it into a rectangle. Envision your square, turn it into a rectangle. You don't take it from the middle, you don't take it from the edges, you take it from right below, you know, here's the edge of the crust. You want to come in about here, and you got to pretend like you can see that square and turn it into a rectangle. Now, I don't want mine round because I'm working with an oblong pan, okay? But I got to stretch this dough. And I don't want it round. No, I don't want it round. I want it. I'm probably not doing the most beautiful job in the world. Okay, so we're going to go like that. I'm going to keep going like that. I want to dust it a little bit. It's getting kind of sticky. I hope I didn't make things too spicy for Kelly when she comes by, because we do have a tendency to get a little kick put into our food. Okay. Fingers are a little sore. We must be having some weather coming in. Yeah, I'm starting to look like a granny now, aren't I? I was so young when I became a grandmother. I was 36 when Jalen blessed me with her presence in this world. Now, these pizza chefs, they get up underneath this pizza and they really stretch this baby out, okay? And they throw it up over their arm like that, and they throw it up over there. And you know what? I am not good at that part yet. I do not hold it right. You're supposed to get your fingers up under it and slap it up on the arm. And slap it up over the arm somehow. I'm not good at that part yet. But I do know that you've got to lay it down and just kind of stretch that baby out. Okay, you're just going to stretch that baby out. Like such and so. Whee! Okay, now. I'm trying to put it on a pizza stone. Why am I putting it on the pan? I'm about a goofy. I don't know why I oiled that pan. I'm thinking about bread. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and top our pizza. So before we do that, I got to poke it. Okay, so I got to poke it. And then I got to cover it with oil. Okay, so that right there is going to be the pizza. So I'll probably make 2 of them tonight. Okay, so there's, a lot of times I'll make like cheese sticks and stuff out of this one. Okay, so now I want to take well, that was this one. Okay, and we're going to make rows of holes like that. They make a rolling doohickey, spiked doohickey, so that you can just roll it a few times, but that's probably one of the few kitchen gadgets I don't own. So just go like that. Okay, now, cheese, and and chopped onions. Okay. Those onions could probably use just a little bit more chopping, to tell you the truth. So, I probably should have put them in my Ninja blender. There we go. Okay. So, we're going to take our ingredients. There we go. And I'm going to take the sauce that I want and put it in this little bowl to make it easier to deal with. Okay. You don't want a lot of sauce on the bottom of it. Saucy pizza is just nasty to me, okay? Now, I use a little gravy ladle for spreading it. I take the cheese, whoops, getting ahead of myself. You'll take some of that delicious oil. Said I didn't worry too much about spreading the dough because I really want it flaky and soft. I don't want it real chewy. Okay, so there we go. Spicy oil. There we go. Now we can do the sauce thing. So you got, so put the sauce on there. And I said you want it thin, you don't want it thick. If it starts to gob up in an area, I'm going to skim it off. Okay, so probably not the prettiest pizza in the world, but hey, it is going to eat just fine. Okay, so a bit more right there. You know, you don't want it too thin, but you don't want it thick either, so go like that. Now, so I'm using Kobe and Monterey Jack. Not Italian at all, but what we like, what we have. No trip to the store makes us like it even more. I'm a poet and didn't know it. How about that? Okay, so we're gonna go a little, I like a cheese on my pizza. Okay, I like a cheese on my pizza. I want cheesy. So we're gonna put it on there. And yeah, well, they're stupid. Okay, so pizza doesn't really cook very long when you've got it in a super hot oven. I'll take another spoon, just a little bit more cheese. I don't think I cheesed it up enough over here on these sides. And I'm going to take some of these sausages that I sliced and just kind of place them all over the top. Like that. Okay, and a few more. And that's enough on that one. I'm going to take some of the hamburger that I sliced up. We're going to lay it also on top like this. Okay. And it's holding together pretty good in the slices. Okay, so we got a lot of meat on this one. Now, I'm going to take my rotel tomatoes and I'm going to drizzle the top with these spicy little babies. I probably, to tell you the truth, don't need jalapeno after putting this on here, but a little overkill never hurt anybody. Okay, so look at that thing growing. I want to put a little bit of onion on there. And I'm going to put a bit of onion on there. And I'm going to take and dust a little jalapeno, just kind of all over like that. Okay, now, voila. I think we're going to put a little bit more cheese on there. I know it. Look at that baby. Because I want to be able to tell when it's done. Not a lot more, but kind of help glue it together. And that is granny pizza. We're going in the oven. Now, I'm at a 450 degree oven, not a 400. I'll be surprised if this stays in there 10 minutes. So here we go. And I'm gonna take my iPad down and show you the oven. Okay, so there's my, let's see, mess. There's my cooking stone. See it? And it's in the lowest rack of the oven. So let me put you back up here. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. Got you back up here. Gotta fix it. There you go. Okay, so I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna put it in there on the cooking stone. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so uh-oh. Okay, I'm not good at this part yet. Something like that. Kind of like that. Sort of like that. Okay, this is not my best part. I might want to stick to the pan. But I like that stone. Okay, Google, please set me a pizza timer for 8 minutes.
What a classy way to ask. Sure, an 8-minute timer called pizza, and we're starting now.
I'm going to turn the oven light on. And we're going to make pizza number 2. And we're going to put this one on the pan because I'm just not that good at putting it on the stove. I don't know. Maybe I ought to get better at it by doing it. Okay, here we go. Practice, practice, practice. Practice makes perfect, but then, you know, nobody's perfect, so why practice, right? Okay, so here we go with the dough. And we're going to do like we did on the other one. And we're going to stretch it out with our little method there. I can see how you get faster at this real quick as soon as you get used to doing it. You know, I love YouTube because being able to watch the YouTube videos has really, really, really helped. And the way he showed it, he just pushes out the air out of the middle. But you just go like, you want to get that edge, that dough edge. See, I've got I'm not doing the most beautiful job of it. I'm not even. My hands are tired. I'm tired. Okay. I wear out quick these days. Real quickly. Comes from getting old, I guess. Hard to believe I've gotten as old as I have, but it beats not getting old. But the only thing that beats getting old is not getting old. Oh, you yappy dogs. Okay. Oh. No, don't get tired, Jerry. Just keep going. Keep going. I have to check and see if this. Okay, I am back and this pizza is looking really funny. Okay, so I'm going to do it on the pan because I really don't want it jacked with the stone on the second one. My fingers are getting really tired. I mean, really tired. If you really want your cheese sticks and breadsticks to look pretty, you can brush them with whipped egg. They'll also brown. Make them real shiny pretty. This is really going to be a weirdly shaped pizza. Okay. You kind of got to throw pizza crust around a little. Yeah, see the box and stretch it. See the square and stretch it to a rectangle. See the square and stretch it to a rectangle. See the square. Okay. That is really a weird shaped dough. Now I see why they do this slapping it around. Woo! Okay. Okay, so that's a retarded shape. Okay, so here we go. We're just going to put this on the pan because I really don't want to deal with it anymore. I'm tired. See what happens when Granny didn't get much rest at night? Weird dreams. It was weird dreams from weird medicine. Okay, so finish stretching it out where it fits the pan. That's what this is how I normally do it, okay, without trying to follow some kind of weird recipe. Okay. Techniques that a sweet Italian granny on her video showed me how to do, or the nice gentleman that seemed to be pretty good pizza cooks, sharing their wisdom on video. I said, this may not be how to do regulation pizza, but this is how to do Jeri pizza. Okay, so, or granny pizza, mama pizza. I sure love my kids. They're the best thing in the world ever happened to me. I love it. And then watching the grandkids, it's like 10 little versions of me. Every one of them look a little bit like me and have traits for me. It's so funny how genetics work. Okay, so I'm making it kind of thin down on that end. So I'm going to push some of this on this side down there, like that. That's about, yeah, that's pizza crust as far as I'm concerned. We're going to I need to get me one of those rolling doohickeys. It's got the little pokey things on it, like a brush you curl your hair with the blow dryer and the round ones. Kind of what it looks like. You just roll it. And it makes all these little indentions. And then you brush it with oil. Oops. And again, I'm getting really tired. You probably don't want the second piece. You probably want the first one. Okay, so let's oil that so it'll brown. I said you can use a whipped egg if you want to. Here we go. There we go. Okay, let's put that up. Now, first things first. The sauce. Okay. So we want to spill the sauce out real good. I need to call my girlfriend Vicky and see if she wants to come down and have some pizza. Let me see. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that pizza's smelling good in that oven. Oh, it's looking good in that oven. It's going to have a big old crust on it. That's beautiful. There's the, oh my God, that smells so good. Who's texting me? Oh, Holly. She's going to want to come over and eat when she sees that. Okay. Okay, Google, stop. My phone is like all cracked up. Oh, it is almost real. Okay. ABC's voice. Voice. Hey girl. There's pictures of homemade pizza crust. My messenger crashed. Okay. Yay. Okay. Trim the video. Okay. Come on.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Well, don't try. Okay, I need my messenger. And I need Holly. Girl, that is homemade scratch pizza coming out of the oven. Well, come on then. Before the pizza gets cold. It's spicy stuff. Spicy. No. Uh, 6404 Lake Vista Street, 76135. Okay. I think it is time to pull that bad boy out of that oven. Okay. Look what I got. So I'm going to set this over here to cool. And that's my video for tonight. Thank you for watching, and I hope this helps, and I hope you enjoyed it, and have a wonderful, wonderful night.